Why does it seem like the Senate rushed to bury the impeachment case against Vice President Sara Duterte? There's nothing we can do anymore. The case is dead. Senate President pro tempore Jingo Estrada made a firm statement. For him, the fight is over. There's nothing left to discuss, nothing left to do. Some are still insisting on reviving a case that's clearly done. That is already out of their control. The Supreme Court has spoken. He added, in his view, the Senate no longer has scope or jurisdiction. Senator Rodante Marcolita quickly agreed. According to him, the Supreme Court's decision declaring the impeachment against the Vice President unconstitutional must be accepted. In his words, sometimes, whether it's right or wrong, as long as it's a Supreme Court decision, it becomes part of our laws. But for Representative Leila de Lima, House Deputy Minority Leader and representative of the Liberal Party list, it's clear that the Senate took the wrong direction. The fight isn't over yet, she firmly insisted. There is still a pending motion for reconsideration from the lower house and other groups like Tino Pilipinas. In other words, the Supreme Court's decision is not yet final. The question is, why is the Senate in such a hurry to archive the impeachment, when they practically let it rot in their hands for almost half a year? According to de Lima, this isn't about respecting the Supreme Court, but about covering up for those in power. If you truly respect the process, why didn't you wait for the final decision? She asked, also pointing out that there were many errors in what the court laid out. For example, it was wrong to use a news report as the basis, instead of the official House Journal, as the primary source. For de Lima, you can't afford to be careless with the details, especially when accountability at the highest level of government is at stake. In the view of former Chief Justice Antonio Carpio, archiving the articles of impeachment still gives the Supreme Court a chance to reconsider its decision. But for many, including Representative Rene Company and Rep. Antonio Tinio, the message from the Senate is clear, it's cowardice. Called the decision a cowardly hit and run, even dubbing those who voted in favor as Senate cowards. For Tino, the case was killed off prematurely and hastily. It is an outright failure to the people who simply want the Vice President to be held accountable for the issue of the $612.5 million in confidential funds. It cannot be denied that the Senate, with a vote of 19 to 0.41, they favored burying the impeachment case deep in their archives. But the bigger question is, who are they really loyal to? To due process and the Constitution? Or to power and alliances? If you look closely, it seems there was a strange, almost melodramatic moment, drawn out for so long, then suddenly rushed. A fight that could have gone all the way to the final round, but was ended before the last bell even rang. And this is where the deeper issue of accountability comes in. The people's cry is for accountability, but what they got in return was politicking. The power granted by the people seems to be used just to stay in office, while the citizens continue to suffer. According to de Lima, the fight isn't over yet. There will be another day, another battle. The next arena will be the Supreme Court. And here, the conviction of every Filipino who believes that power should serve is crucial, not hide. So before we move on to the next chapter, a reminder, the fight for truth, justice, And freedom does not end with a single vote in the Senate. History will not forget who chose accountability and who chose to cover up. If you believe it's important to discuss and spread awareness about this issue, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Many thanks to our new subscribers and to everyone who continues to watch our videos. Let's keep the bell ringing for truth, justice, and freedom, peace, and